questions that you got that sort of informed where you stand in this draft?
Obviously, you go in pretty blind. I feel like it's not like kind of the OHL draft where you kind of know where you're going a little bit before. Yeah, you're pretty blind going into it, but I'd rather be that way, kind of have no expectations, and just go to the team that wants to.
Did you get a better feel from any one team than another, or were you able to?
I'm not going to give away any of that, but yeah, I mean, there's obviously a couple teams that show a little bit more interest than other teams, but yeah, I mean, it's an exciting process.
What's your playoffs were a talking point with teams?
Sorry?
The playoffs you had, how much was it a talking point with the teams?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think I kind of peaked my season in playoffs there for sure. And yeah, obviously the teams are obviously watching that, and they kind of want someone that's going to show up in playoffs for sure. So I think that definitely helped my case a little bit.
Where do you think your skating's at this point?
I think I have good kind of high-end speed as I kind of collect momentum with like crossovers and all that. But I think obviously my first three kind of explosive steps can definitely improve, but that just comes with kind of strength.
What do you attribute the kind of the growth? Was it just generally for the playoffs? For the playoffs, just in terms of that production and how things really started to click for you?
Well, I think my entire kind of team peaked at the right time. We had a pretty long win streak going into the playoffs there, and then we all felt pretty confident, and then we just kept rolling every series. So,
when are you gonna start? When, in terms of your recovery and everything, when are you gonna be able to start kind of getting back after it?
Obviously, I think not doing the testing this week is definitely beneficial for me, so I can get right back. Starting to work out, starting to train, and kind of, I mean, we went pretty deep in playoffs, so it's kind of a shorter summer, and I think that going to start to get back right away and just get stronger for next season.
Are there any recurring themes in the interviews you had with the teams?
I think they all ask pretty similar questions. You kind of there's a lot of them, so you kind of get lost at what you said to one team and what you said to another team. But they all ask pretty similar questions.
Did they ask you about not doing the test? Like, did some team
Yeah, I mean, they understand that I was cleared I was cleared for workouts on the 29th, or the 28th. So I haven't been back on the ice yet since. So it's something that I'm definitely trying to. I mean, it's my kind of future is more important than one testing in the combine. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm fully healthy to get ready for summer for sure.
Can you speak to the how it helped shape you as a player to develop, I guess, significant parts of your game before kind of a late growth spurt, like doing it, having one part of your minor hockey career at one size and then quite suddenly being a different size?
No, I think it's super beneficial. They kind of call me a small person's game in a big player's body, so I think being smaller, I was able to kind of develop that vision and kind of puck handling ability and agility back and forth. And obviously growing a lot, I think I've still kept those kind of learning experiences that I had when I was younger, and I think it makes me kind of the player I am today.
Do you feel like a power forward though now? Are you getting there?
I mean, obviously I'm a pretty lean kid, so I know I gotta get a lot stronger over the next 2 summers. But I think I can definitely bring that game.
Who do you train with in the off season? Who's your
Noble and Vaughn.
Can you detail that growth spurt, like from, I don't know how often you would measure it, or?
I think I was drafted into the OHL at 5'10" when I reported, and then I think it was probably 6 foot 3/4 when I ended last season, and then last summer was a big one. It was 2 inches and a little bit. So obviously that affects your balance and skating a little bit, but. I mean, what can I do? I'm not going to complain about growing.
Did your parents help you buy new clothes?
Yeah.
Clothes. You had to go buy all new clothes, right?
Yeah. I mean, every time I would go out for the skill skates in the summer, I would notice that my stick kept getting a little shorter and shorter. So my equipment manager wasn't too happy about that.
Do you generally use a long stick, or?
No, I don't break an overly amount of sticks, but I am pretty picky with kind of. My grip, I kind of use like a rubber grip, so I do that. That's kind of the main thing that I repetitively
With that
change.
growth, has it changed like your puck protection skills a lot?
I think obviously any kind of growth helps with your kind of reach and my ability to have like a rangy stick and kind of hold it away from the defender. So I think definitely beneficial.
You fully learned to take advantage of your size. Like that's not easy to learn.
Yeah, I mean I grew pretty fast, so I think I'm still kind of getting used to it. And I think sort of after December there is when I started to really feel comfortable with my size, and kind of my coach definitely helped me a lot with kind of building that big player's game and kind of integrating that, which is obviously more attractive for the teams watching.
Do you know if you're done growing? Like, do you have a medical? Advice
No,
on this?
I'm not sure. I mean, my parents are pretty tall people, and I don't know what the future holds, so we'll see.
Did it change the types of players that you watched? I mean, were there guys that you watched before that you're like, maybe that doesn't make sense for me now to kind of model my game after?
Yeah, I mean, I was a pretty big fan of Patrick Kane growing up, and then now it's kind of more Philip Forsberg, I would say. Someone that I definitely look up to and watch.
If you could take one trait from an active NHLer, what would it be?
McDavid skating. I mean, that's pretty obvious, I think.
What about number 2?
Probably Matthew shot.
Yeah. What do you like about a shot?
It's hard. Hard, accurate, quick. I mean, it's pretty special. So.
How many teams wanted to meet with you this week?
27.
The Blue Jackets were one of them, right? They take you out to dinner too?
Yeah, I went to dinner with them last night.
What was that like? What did they want to know about you in that setting? And who was with? Who do you remember being with you there?
I think I don't really want to talk too much about the dinner, but yeah, it was just kind of experience for them to get to know me better as a person and kind of, I mean, 20 minutes is a short time that they have, so I guess they just wanted to kind of have a little dinner and kind of get to know me better. So.
Did you have other teams that had a second interview like this with you, whether it's a dinner or anything else?
Yeah, I went to a dinner with Utah on Thursday too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you talk to Toronto, Buffalo?
Toronto's taking a couple of the guys back, and then they're kind of doing their own interview process tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Did Montreal, did you have a further look with Montreal as well?
No, it's just been kind of basic stuff.
The
Yeah,
interview.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Who's the most talented player in the draft that you've played against? Not necessarily the best player, but pure skill-wise.
In the draft this year in the draft, I don't know. It's probably Celebrini. I mean, I played with him at U17s. He was pretty dominant.
Is there anyone other than Celebrini that comes to mind?
OHL player. I mean, I was playing with Lachenko at the prospects game, and he was someone that I didn't really know much about. And then playing on a line with him, he's a pretty skilled player for sure.
What's the biggest difference you think in your play from the regular season, if there was one, from the regular season to the playoffs?
I think I just added that kind of physicality element to my game. I was turning over more pucks, and I was definitely feeling a lot more engaged. But I think also just, I mean, it's playoff hockey. Every game is so important, so it's not hard to get up for a game like that.
Just a couple more here.
Yeah. Who was the toughest defenseman that you had to go against this year? And draft eligible, anybody?
I mean, obviously Dickinson's pretty good at defending. Pretty strong kid, good stick, pretty fast. And then Lucas Fisher one game was pretty tough to play against as well.
If you go up against any NHL goalie right now, who would it be?
I would say Bobrovsky. I don't know. I think he's kind of at the top of his game right now. So I don't know. I'd like to see probably not score much on him, but.
5 shots against him though. How many do you think go in?